Corner John.
You'll call his names again.
All the time. What do you say?
I said they go.
Moved around.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's gonna make it easy. It's gonna make it easy. More streamlined. Oh! You never make these for real people, man.
Let me tell you what. Well, you got to lower that chair. I want to get a router and round this edge off.
Yeah.
It's tearing up my suit.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to round this edge
You
off.
make it for regular people, man.
I'm gonna bring a damn router next
Like
time.
adults.
What's that?
Boy.
Yeah.
Good morning. How are you?
What's that? Which one? Right here.
Kristen Brown.
I know, it's still front row. Man, I was communication. Yeah. So it's about maybe that's what it was. But I appreciate it, man. Yeah, hey, look, Kim reached out to me. Okay, that's great. Good to see you.
When you
Before.
Was he with that?
Before. Hey, Brian Bordelon. Good to meet you.
I'll get there one day.
Does that help?
Yeah.
That's, I just grabbed that from my wife. I actually got my one contact. Can you read it?
I can read it.
We'll get there one day.
It's just too much for her.
How you doing? Nice to meet you. Ms. Howard, you coming in, Laura?
Lee Mallett,
Here.
William Cluett,
Here.
Brian Bordelon,
Here.
Nora Broussard, Kristen Brown, Kim Giovanni, Courtney Finay, David Gallo, Adam Quinn, Stephen Hackworth, Curtis Joseph, Donald Lambert, Garland Meredith, Christopher Stewart, Elliot Temple,
Here.
Keith Tillage, Victor Wesson. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Mr. Finette, you lead us in the pledge? I don't think Ms. Tamika's here. We got, the new gentleman's gonna do that for us this morning, huh?
Introduce
Yes, good morning.
Can you introduce yourself?
My name's Hunter Farah. I'm sitting in for Ms. Tanika Starks. She had another board meeting to be at this morning. I'm the Assistant Attorney General with the Louisiana Department of Justice, and I'll be presiding over today's administrative hearings, which will be conducted pursuant to the Louisiana Administrative Procedure Act and LARS 950 et sec, and the board's administrative rules as set forth in Section 717. I will govern the procedure by which we operate, administer oaths and affirmation, rule on the admissibility of evidence, and ensure due process for all participants during the hearing. The board will make all findings of fact and conclusions of law. While this is not a court of law, we will allow the procedures established in the we will follow the procedures established in the Louisiana Administrative Procedures Act. We ask for decorum and order throughout these proceedings. The board is committed to making sure every contractor is properly licensed. It is important for all contractors performing residential and commercial work to be licensed pursuant to state law. If any board member need be recused for any matter, please do so when the matter is called on the agenda and note the recusal for the record. If anyone has any questions during these proceedings, please let me know during the hearing so that I can address them. And before we begin, can everyone please silence their cell phones?
Thank you. I want to remind everybody, we are being live streamed, so decorum would be nice. Now I need to approve the minutes. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Beavers.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. If we could begin by swearing in all the investigators and staff ahead of the hearings. Blaine Anderson, Kristen McKee, Frank Vaughn, Clay Rivas, Todd Eatman, Dylan Borg, Stephanie Belanger, Laura LaRose, Jared Watson, Robert Mertens, Leanne Evans, and myself.
Please raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
I do. We're ready.
Thank you. I think at this time we're going to do a swearing in of a new member. Mr. Gallo is here today. He's doing
Just going down to the podium if you would.
Who is going to do it? Okay.
AG's.
Yeah, the AG's going to do it.
Right here, Scott.
All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, say your name,
I, David Gallo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of this state,
and the Constitution and laws of this state,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and perform all the duties incumbent on me
and all the duties incumbent on me
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, welcome.
I don't think we have any public comments. If not, we'll move to new hearings.
Okay. Under D, enforcement hearings, item D1, Randy A. Farrell Sr. and Global Technical Solutions LLC. Staff would like to request that the board continue this case.
Yeah, we have no opposition.
Gentlemen, if engineers, I apologize, counsel for Mr. President, yes,
I just want to make sure y'all knew that we were here, and we requested the continuance and working with the investigation team. Thank you.
All right. Do we have a continue? Second. We have a motion and a second to continue. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you.
Spatco Energy Solutions LLC. Are any representatives present?
Been sworn?
No one's present.
No one's present on behalf of Spatco Energy Solutions LLC.
Spatco Energy Solutions LLC of Charlotte, North Carolina is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for bidding, estimating, or performing work without the proper classification for the majority of work performed, and for entering into a contract with an unlicensed contractor on the Circle K project in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, in the amount of $658,394.49. This is their first appearance. They've held a commercial license with building construction and electrical since October of 2020. Did I? That's 84 here. Okay.
Call Blaine Anderson.
Mr. Anderson has been sworn.
Mr. Anderson, in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business of the licensing board for contractors for this matter involving Spatco Energy Solutions LLC?
Yes, sir.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
The exhibits are admitted.
According to exhibit number 4, it appears that Spatco Energy Solutions LLC was provided with notice of its violation and of this hearing by certified mail. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And it appears from the documentation that Spatco Energy Solutions LLC entered into an agreement with Circle K to install, underground tanks. Is that correct?
Underground fuel tanks, yes, sir.
And Circle K was not a licensed contractor for them, a general contractor. Is that correct?
Correct.
So that's the charge for entering into a contract with an unlicensed contractor. Is that correct?
That is correct.
The second thing is that Spatco Energy Solutions LLC does not possess necessary licensing to install underground gasoline tanks. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that's the other charge for failing to possess the necessary licensing with this board for the installation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And this was a commercial project. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And the total amount was $658,384.49. Is that correct?
That's correct.
We submit to the board that Spatco Energy Solutions LLC is in violation of Louisiana contractors licensing laws for entering into a contract with an unlicensed contractor, that being Circle K, and also for the installation or entering into an agreement to install gasoline tanks or underground tanks for which it did not possess a license. We ask that you find them guilty of the violation and issue the appropriate fines and costs.
Joseph, move to find a violation.
Motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Max fine plus cost.
Motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next case.
Puiger Properties LLC. Are any representatives present?
No representatives present.
We have a settlement offer. Puiger Properties LLC of Holden, Louisiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for acting as a contractor to perform work without possessing a Louisiana state contractor's license on the Springfield Boat and RV Storage Project in Springfield, Louisiana, in the amount of $483,538.98. This is their first appearance. They have not applied, but intend to. They're offering a no contest plea, a $3,000 fine, and $1,000 cost.
Call Logan Cockerham.
Mr. Cochran has been sworn.
Mr. Cockerham, in front of you, exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business, the licensing board for contractors for this matter?
Yes, they were.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
The exhibits have been admitted.
We submit the settlement offer for consideration.
Joseph, move to accept.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
A-OK Companies, Inc., are any representatives present?
No representatives present.
We have a settlement offer. A-OK Companies, Inc. of Irving, Texas, is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for acting as a contractor to perform work without possessing a Louisiana State Contractor's License on the Golden Chick Project in Lake Charles, Louisiana, in the amount of $272,184.68. This is their first appearance. They have not applied. They're offering a no contest plea, a $1,000 fine, and $1,000 cost.
Call Logan Cockerham. I'm sorry, Frank Vaughn.
Mr. Vaughn has been sworn.
Mr. Vaughn, in front of you, exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business of the licensing board for contractors for this matter involving A-OK Companies, Inc.?
Yes, sir.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record,
The exhibits are admitted.
and we submit the settlement offer for consideration.
Tillage, move to accept. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Carlos Guzman, are any representatives present?
No representatives present.
Carlos Guzman of Kenner, Louisiana, is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for acting as a contractor to perform work without possessing a Louisiana State Contractor's License at 1950 North Claiborne Avenue in New Orleans, Louisiana, in the amount of $163,640. This is his first appearance, and we do not have an application on file.
Call Dylan Bork.
He's been sworn.
Mr. Bork, in front of you, exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were those exhibits prepared in the regular ordinary course of business of licensing board for contractors for this matter?
Yes, they were.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
The exhibits are admitted.
Mr. Bork, according to the records, it appears that Carlos Guzman was served with notice of his violation and of this hearing by certified mail. Is that correct?
That's correct.
The records also show that Carlos Guzman entered into an agreement to perform commercial contracting work in the amount of $163,640 without possessing the necessary licensing with this board. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And this was on a commercial project. Is that correct?
That is correct.
We submit that Carlos Guzman is in violation of Louisiana contractors' licensing laws for failure to obtain necessary licensing and performing work on a commercial contract in the amount of $163,640. We ask that you find him guilty of the violation and issue the appropriate fines and costs.
Move to find guilty.
We have a motion by Mr. Lambert, a second. Who's the second? Mr. Meredith, to find him guilty. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Fine?
Max fine and cost.
Second, Temple.
Mr. Merrill, max fine, and Mr. Temple, second, max fine plus cost. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next.
2C Developments, LLC, are any representatives present?
No representatives present.
2C Developments, LLC of Opelousas, Louisiana, is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for acting as a contractor to perform work without possessing a Louisiana State Contractor's License on the Chips Daiquiris Project in Prairieville, Louisiana, in the amount of $217,440.38. This is their first appearance. They held a home improvement registration from May 10th of 2022 until May 10th of 2024, when it expired. They have not applied for a commercial license.
Call Clay Rivas.
He's been sworn.
Mr. Rivas, in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular and ordinary course of business of the licensing board for contractors for this matter?
Yes, sir.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
The exhibits are admitted.
Mr. Rivas, according to the records, it appears that 2C Developments LLC was provided with notice of the violation and of this hearing date today by certified mail. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
It also shows that 2C Developments LLC acted as a general contract on a construction project, a commercial construction project, without possessing the necessary licensing with this board. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And the total amount of that work for which they were acting as a as a general contractor was $217,440.38. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
We submit to the board that 2C Developments LLC is in violation of Louisiana contractors licensing laws for failure to possess the necessary licensing with this board in performing work on a commercial contract, on commercial construction project in the amount of $270,440.38. We submit that, we'll request that you find them guilty and issue the appropriate fines and costs.
Tillage moved to find him guilty.
Temple, second.
Tillage,
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Penalty?
Tillage moved to find max fine plus cost.
Temple, second.
We have a motion and a second for max fine plus cost. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Bozeman, Inc., are any representatives present?
No representatives present.
We have a settlement offer. Bozeman, Inc. of Denham Springs, Louisiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for contracting in a name other than the name which appears on the Louisiana State Contractor's License and for entering into a contract with an unlicensed contractor on the Chips Daiquiris project in Prairieville, Louisiana in the amount of $177,000. This is their first appearance. They held a home improvement registration from November 30th of 2016 until November 30th of 2020 when it expired. They've held their commercial license since January 16th of 2003. They're offering a no contest plea, a $2,000 fine, and $1,000 cost.
Call Clay Rivas.
He's been sworn.
Mr. Rivas, in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular and ordinary course of business of the licensing board for contractors?
Yes, sir.
We submit the settlement offer, we offer them into, the exhibits into the record,
The exhibits are admitted.
and we submit the settlement offer for consideration.
Joseph moved to accept.
Temple, second.
We have a motion and second to accept the settlement offer. Any discussion?
I do have one question.
Okay.
Mr. Rivas, I see that there is another case that's pending with the same name. Is there any relevance?
The one following this one, sir? Yes, sir. These are the same project.
Okay.
So briefly, what had happened was I had an owner that was doing a renovation who had hired who himself was acting as a general contractor, had hired a licensed commercial contractor, and also hired a home improvement contractor to act as, I guess, co-general contractors for the project in addition to what he was acting. So what we had in this case with Bozeman is they were submitting bids to the home improvement contractor.
Okay. And the next one would be another contract.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, and the developer acting as a general contractor.
Well, I
right,
understand.
so-
I wanted to make sure.
All right, so where were we?
You got it.
Motion and
We got a motion and a second, only in discussion. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Chips Daiquiris Airline LLC, are any representatives present?
No representatives present.
Chips Daiquiris Airline LLC of Opelousas, Louisiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for acting as a contractor to perform work without possessing a Louisiana State Contractor's License on the Chips Daiquiris project in Prairieville, Louisiana in the amount of $567,440.38. This is their first appearance and they have not applied.
Call Clay Rivas.
He's been sworn.
Mr. Rivas, in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business of the licensing board for contractors for this matter involving Chips Daiquiris?
Yes, sir.
We offer the exhibits into the record.
The exhibits are admitted.
Mr. Rivas, according to the exhibits at exhibit number 4, it appears that notice of the violation and of this hearing date was posted or taped to the door of the last known address of Chips Daiquiris Airline LLC. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
They also show, and they have not made an appearance here today, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Also shows that Chips Daiquiris Airline LLC acted as a general contractor for a renovation or a construction of a Chips Daiquiri facility. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And this was a commercial project, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And the total value, according to the documents, is $567,440.38. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And again, Chips Daiquiris did not possess licensing with this board to perform that commercial contract. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
We submit to the board that Chips Daiquiris Airline LLC is in violation of Louisiana contractors' licensing laws for failure to possess the licensing necessary to perform work on a commercial construction project in the amount of $567,440.38. We ask that you find them guilty of the violation, issue the appropriate fines and costs.
Temple, move to find him guilty.
Joseph, second.
We have a motion and a second for guilty. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Temple moved to finding the max plus cost.
Joseph, second.
We have a motion and a second for max penalty plus cost. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Berry Plumbing LLC, are any representatives present?
No representatives present.
We have a settlement offer. Berry Plumbing LLC of Freeport, Louisiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for entering into a contract with an unlicensed contractor to perform plumbing work on the South Bossier Development Project in Bossier City, Louisiana, in the amount of $24,600. This is their second appearance. They were here May 18th of 2023 for entering into a contract with an unlicensed contractor and paid a $500 citation. They've held their commercial license since April 21st of 2010. They're offering a no contest plea, a $1,000 fine, and a $1,000 cost.
Call Frank Vaughn.
Mr. Vaughn's been sworn.
Mr. Vaughn, in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business of licensing board for contractors for this matter involving Berry Plumbing?
Yes, sir.
We offer the exhibits into the record.
The exhibits are admitted.
Submit the settlement offer for consideration.
Move to accept. Lambert.
Joseph, second.
We have a motion and a second for acceptance of the offer. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
The Venus Group LLC, are any representatives present?
No representatives present.
We have a settlement offer. The Venus Group LLC of Bossier City, Louisiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for acting as a contractor to perform work without possessing a Louisiana State Contractor's License on the South Bossier Development Project in Bossier City, Louisiana, in the amount of $242,400. This is their first appearance. They've held a home improvement registration since June 7th of 2024. They applied for their commercial license on July 19th of 2024. It is pending exams. They're offering a no contest plea, a $1,000 fine, and a $1,000 cost.
Call Frank Vaughn.
Mr. Vaughn's been sworn.
Mr. Vaughn, in front of you are exhibits 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business?
Yes, sir.
For this matter?
Yes, sir.
We offer the exhibits into the record.
The exhibits are admitted.
And we submit the settlement offer for consideration.
Motion accept. Second. Second, Lambert.
Hey, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Peter Raymond Tafaro, are any representatives present?
Yes.
Before we begin, can you raise your right hand and swear to you? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God?
Yes.
What was your name again? I'm sorry.
Peter Tafaro.
Sorry about that, 1 second. What is your connection to Peter Raymond Tafaro, the company?
I am the owner.
You're the owner?
Correct.
Thank you.
Peter Raymond Tafaro of Slidell, Louisiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for entering into contracts with unlicensed contractors to perform work on the Versailles Storage Building Project in Chalmette, Louisiana, in an amount of $76,155.62. This is his first appearance. He's held a commercial license since November 17th of 2021.
Plead? How do you wish to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no?
I'm sorry, guilty.
Guilty?
Yes.
Need to accept his plea?
No, if it's guilty, you don't need to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Call Dylan Bork.
Been sworn.
Mr. Bork, in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business of licensing board for contractor for this matter involving Peter Tafaro?
Yes, they were.
We offer the exhibits into the record.
Mr. Tafaro, do you have any opposition to these exhibits being admitted?
I do not.
The exhibits are admitted.
Mr. Bork, according to the records, it appears that Raymond Tafaro entered into agreements with unlicensed contractors that totaled $76,155.62. Is that correct?
That's correct.
No further questions.
Mr. Tafaro, do you have any questions?
Are you gonna, hold on,
Mr. Lambert, if you would, he's got to make a statement here.
to council.
Do you have any questions for the witness?
I do not have any questions. I just didn't know what was a reasonable compensation for the, for the penalty, and that's why I came to the hearing, just to listen, figure that part out.
Can you talk about you know, how this happened and what you're going to do to remediate this in the future?
Sure, absolutely. So what happened is I entered into a contract with an electrician that I asked if he was a licensed contractor. He had told me he was. I went by his word. I did not verify it. I understand that was a mistake. I paid the check to a business, which he had told me his license was under. He filed it under another company. I found this out after the work was completed. Other than that, the SLG was my contract sub, was concrete sub.
Right.
And the total amount went over with him by what we were estimated to do. Short version of it is, I had about $1,000 worth of materials that were sitting on site that I saved for the next project, and that is part of what put me over budget with him. I learned from it, no big deal. I moved forward, and now I verify if I enter a contract.
So you're familiar with the app that we have, that licensure and all those things that?
I am, yes, sir.
Absolutely. All right, well, appreciate you coming in.
And let me say one more thing, Mr. Farrell. The other thing is that, you know, when you're doing a slab, even if you're doing a post-tension slab, that the post-tension work that comes separate, that's included in the total slab, so that is included in the number as supplying materials to that concrete guy.
So we look at it as materials and labor for the total value of the contract.
Yes, sir. Understood.
With that, does somebody want to help him out? I'm sorry, Mr. Finette.
So,
Yeah, the plea that it had guilty,
Yes, sir.
there's also a no contest
contest.
plea, which,
Do you wish to change your plea?
Change.
If I could change to a no contest, I'd appreciate it.
Move to accept.
To a second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the no contest plea. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right.
And I'll say this to you, so when you say what's fair, it's not for us to give you the compensation. You need to make an offer to us, and then we'll let you know if it's acceptable to us. So, sorry.
I mean, we certainly have a standard, but, you know, we want to help out.
We have a standard, but I'd like to hear his suggestion.
Okay.
Of what are you offering?
From what I've gained in knowledge today, it seems like $1,000 is a normal fee for, you know, something like this that's a first offense, and it seems that there's, you know, fees associated with the hearing as well.
Cost of hearing.
Cost of hearing.
So you're offering $1,000 plus cost of hearing?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Till it's moved to accept.
So Joseph, second.
I have a motion and a second for $1,000 penalty plus $1,000 cost of hearing. All right, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you, sir.
Appreciate you
coming in.
Thank you.
The next item is Jesse Carr Sr. He contacted me yesterday, said he was in an accident, and has requested a continuance.
No opposition to a continuance on Jesse Carr.
Need a motion for a continuance?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to continue.
We have a motion and a second to continue. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Caesar Pawaga, doing business as Prestige Remodeling and Construction, or any representatives present?
No representatives present.
Caesar Pagoga, doing business as Prestige Remodeling and Construction of Chalmette, Louisiana, is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for acting as a contractor to perform electrical work on the Versailles Storage Building project in Chalmette, Louisiana, in the amount of $14,590. This is his first appearance. He has not applied yet, but intends to. He's offering a no contest plea, $1,000 fine, and $1,000 cost.
Call Dylan Bork.
Thank you.
He's been sworn.
Mr. Bork, in front of you, exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4, were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business, a licensing board for contractors for this matter?
Yes, they were.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
The exhibits are admitted.
Submit the settlement offer for consideration.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the offer. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
SLG Construction LLC, or any representatives present?
No representatives present.
SLG Construction LLC of Chalmette, Louisiana, is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for acting as a contractor to perform work without possessing a Louisiana State Contractor's License on the Versailles Storage Building project in Chalmette, Louisiana, in the amount of $64,127.64. This is their first appearance. They've applied for a home improvement registration on May 9th of 2023. That was written off. They have not applied for a commercial license.
Call Dylan Bork.
He's been sworn.
This board in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business of the licensing board for contractors for this matter?
Yes, they were.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
The exhibits are admitted.
Mr. Bork, according to the records, it appears that SLG Construction LLC was provided with notice of this hearing and its violation by certified mail. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And according to the records, it appears that SLG Construction LLC performed concrete and foundation work on a commercial project. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And at the time was not licensed with this board to perform that work. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And the total amount of the concrete and foundation work was $64,127.54, which included labor and materials. Is that correct?
That's correct.
We submit to the board that SLG Construction LLC is in violation of Louisiana contractors' licensing laws for failure to possess the necessary licensing with this board to perform work on a commercial project in the amount of $64,127.54. We ask that you find them guilty of the violation, issue the appropriate fines and costs.
Tillage move to find him guilty.
Temple second. We have a motion and a second for guilty. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Tillage move to find max cost plus hearing, max penalty plus hearing cost.
Temple second. We have a motion and a second for max penalty plus hearing costs. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Valglow Construction Company, are any representatives present?
No representatives present.
Valglow Construction Company of New Orleans, Louisiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for permitting the contractor's license to be used by another when the other contractor does not hold the license for the classification of work for which the contract is entered on the hotel room renovation project at 501 Decatur Street in New Orleans, Louisiana, in the amount of $472,000. This is their first appearance. They've held a commercial license since September of 1997.
Call Stephanie Boulanger.
She's been sworn.
Ms. Boulanger, in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular and ordinary course of business of the licensing board for contractors for this matter?
They were.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
1 second, I don't have the exhibits in front of me to review.
For Valglow?
Sorry about that, guys. They're admitted.
Ms. Boulanger, again, at exhibit number 4, it appears that Valglow Construction was provided with notice of its violation and of the hearing by certified mail. Is that correct?
Yes,
Now, Valglow is a licensed commercial contractor. Is that correct?
that's correct.
And according to the records, it appears that Valglow Construction Company pulled a permit and hotel management acted as the general contractor. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so, just so it's clear to the board, hotel management and Valglow are essentially owned by the same individuals. Is that correct?
Yes,
And what happened was Valglow pulled the permit and then hotel management made payments for the project. Is that correct?
yes,
So the violation that we have here today is that they allowed a third party to use a license, which is essentially two affiliated companies were using a license. Is that correct?
yes.
Okay. We submit to the board that Valglow Construction Company, LLC, is in violation of Louisiana contractors' licensing laws for allowing an affiliated company to use its license and performing a commercial project in the amount of $472,000. We ask that you find them guilty of the violation and issue the appropriate fines and costs.
Counsel, are we saying that Valglow had the actual license?
Yes. Valglow
But
pulled
they
the
allowed hotel management to actually make the payments and do it. But it's the same ownership.
Yes,
Was it the same administration?
It is a technical violation of the law, is what it is.
It's
Yes.
essentially almost like a improper name, or those kinds of things.
It is very much like that. It is improper use of the name. Valglow pulled the permit and allowed hotel management to pay all of the, pay for all of the subcontractors. They just did it the wrong way. And so If they'd have been here today to kind of explain themselves, it might have been of benefit to them.
All right, that would be my question also. Had they been cooperative when you guys were going through the investigation?
Yeah, they sent me the information.
They sent the information, they just
Yeah.
didn't bother to show up for the hearing, so.
Yeah.
All right, what are the wishes of the board?
Move to find them guilty.
Trimble, second.
We have a motion and a second for a guilty. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, penalty.
Move for max fine plus cost.
All right, we have a motion for max fine plus cost. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries.
Do we have a second to the motion?
Christopher Brown. Thought we did. Brown.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Okay. Little Cove Construction LLC, are any representatives present?
No representatives present.
We have a settlement offer. Little Cove Construction LLC of Covington, Louisiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for acting as a contractor to perform work without possessing a Louisiana State Contractor's License on the hotel room renovation project at 501 Decatur Street in New Orleans, Louisiana, in the amount of $173,492.59. This is their first appearance. They applied for their commercial license on January 28th of 2025. It is pending. They're offering a no contest plea, a $1,000 fine, and a $1,000 cost.
Call Stephanie Belanger.
She's been sworn.
Ms. Belanger, in front of you, exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business of the licensing board for contractors for this matter?
Yes.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record,
The exhibits are admitted.
and we submit the settlement offer for consideration.
Temple, move to accept.
Joseph, second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the offer. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Hotel Management of New Orleans LLC, are any representatives present?
No representatives present.
Hotel Management of New Orleans LLC of New Orleans, Louisiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for acting as a contractor to perform work without possessing a Louisiana State Contractor's License on the hotel room renovation project at 501 Decatur Street in New Orleans, Louisiana, in the amount of $472,000. This is their first appearance, and they have not applied.
Call Stephanie Belanger.
She's been sworn.
Ms. Belanger, in front of you, exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business of the licensing board for contractors for this matter?
They were.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
The exhibits are admitted.
Ms. Belanger, according to the records, it appears that Hotel Management of New Orleans LLC was provided with notice of this hearing and of its violation by certified mail, as shown by exhibit number 4. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Also shows that Hotel Management entered into or paid subcontractors for construction on a commercial project in New Orleans, which was a remodel of a hotel. Is that correct?
Yes.
And at the time, Hotel Management of New Orleans did not possess licensing with this board. Is that correct?
Yes.
And as they indicated at page number 8, exhibit 2B, the total amount of the construction work was $472,000. Is that correct?
That's correct.
We submit to the board that Hotel Management of New Orleans LLC is in violation of Louisiana contractors licensing laws for acting as a commercial contractor on a project with a total contract amount of $472,000. We ask that you find them guilty of the violation, issue the appropriate fines and costs.
Need a motion.
Temple, move to find them guilty.
Tilly, second.
We have a motion and a second for guilty. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Temple?
Just to be clear, these are the same owners for that
Yes.
previous?
Exact same owners.
Okay. Because this is a technicality and we're definitely going to get their attention with the previous fine, I move to fine them $1,000 plus cost on this particular one, being that it's, and hopefully they will catch their attention on the next one. So I move to fine them $1,000 plus cost on this one.
Joseph, second.
We have a motion and a second for $1,000 plus cost. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you.
Plus One Construction LLC, are any representatives present?
Good morning. Can you state your name for the record?
Fritz Emball,
And what is your affiliation with Plus One Construction LLC?
I own the company.
All right, can I swear you in?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Plus One Construction LLC of Baton Rouge, Louisiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for entering into a contract with an unlicensed contractor to perform work on the Club 4 Fitness project in Houma, Louisiana, in the amount of $59,977.20. This is their second appearance. They were here December 17th of 2020 for entering into a contract with an unlicensed contractor and paid a $500 citation. They've held a residential license since January 16th of 2008 and a commercial license since March 16th of 2006.
How do you wish to plead?
No contest.
Temple, move to accept.
Quinn, second.
We have a motion and a second for a no contest plea. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Call Lori LaRose.
She's been sworn.
Ms. LaRose, in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business of licensing board for contractors for this matter?
Yes, sir.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
Do you have any objection to these exhibits being admitted?
No, I do not.
All right, the exhibits are admitted.
Ms. LaRose, according to the exhibits, it appears that Plus One Construction LLC entered into an agreement with S&S Electrical LLC to perform electrical work on a project on the Club 4 Fitness project. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Current specialist is the one.
I'm sorry?
Current specialist.
Right. Current specialist and the contract, if we look at page 12, Current Specialist LLC is listed as electrical contracting along with S&S Electrical on the same form. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And Current Specialist LLC is an unlicensed electrical contractor. Is that correct?
At the time, yep, that's correct.
They were unlicensed at that time. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Was S&S licensed at the time?
No, sir.
Okay. And the total amount of that electrical work, did it include air conditioning work as well? Or was it just electrical?
It was just electrical.
And the total amount was $59,977.20. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, no further questions.
Sir, do you have any questions for this witness?
No, I do not.
Do you have a statement you'd like to make to the board?
Yes, please. I'd just like to point out that the agreement with S&S and Current Specialist was presented as though they were a kind of joint venture that operated as a licensed entity to us. They were brought onto the project to replace a default contractor, electrician that we actually originally hired as a emergency issue as we were trying to wrap up the project within a couple of weeks' time. It was an administrative oversight on our part. We failed to do our homework to check to ensure that these guys were fully licensed. The Current Specialist broke ties with S&S during the course of their work, which is what gave us some issues. And at that time, we just failed to check that Current Specialist was licensed. And when it was brought to our attention, we ceased ties working with them and stopped the work. And I just regretful, ask that the board considers a $1,000 fine and court costs for that as our penalty for that.
So he's offering $1,000 plus court costs?
Yes, sir.
Move to accept.
All right. We
Second.
have a motion and a second to accept. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Appreciate you coming in. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Seamless Flooring Solutions LLC, are any representatives present?
No representatives present.
Seamless Flooring Solutions LLC of Huntertown, Indiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for acting as a contractor to perform work without possessing a Louisiana State Contractor's License on the Dog Stop project in Lake Charles, Louisiana, in the amount of $64,280. This is their first appearance and they have not applied.
Call Frank Vaughn.
He's been sworn.
Mr. Vaughn, in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular and ordinary course of business of the licensing board for contractors for this matter?
Yes, sir.
We offer the exhibits into the record.
The exhibits are admitted.
Mr. Vaughn, according to the records, it appears that Seamless Flooring Solutions LLC was provided with notice of its violation and of this hearing date by certified mail. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
It also shows that Seamless Flooring Solutions LLC entered into an agreement, which is noted at page 6, in the amount of $64,280 to install flooring on a commercial project. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And at the time that Seamless Flooring Solutions LLC entered into this agreement to perform the commercial work, it did not possess licensing with this board to perform that work on a commercial project. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
We submit to the board that Seamless Flooring Solutions LLC is in violation of Louisiana contractors licensing laws for failure to possess necessary licensing with this board to perform construction work on a commercial project in the amount of $64,280. We ask that you find them guilty of the violation, issue the appropriate fines and costs.
Joseph, move to find a violation.
Temple, second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Max fine plus cost.
Temple, second.
Motion and a second for max fine plus costs. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
F&F Construction Company, Inc., are any representatives present?
Good morning, everyone. Chris Vitanis for F&F Construction Company, Inc.
F&F Construction Company, Inc. of Memphis, Tennessee is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for entering into a contract with an unlicensed contractor to perform work on the Pepsi Lake Charles project in Lake Charles, Louisiana, in the amount of $109,418.94. This is their fourth appearance. They were here January 16th of 2014 for entering into a contract with an unlicensed contractor and paid a $1,000 fine. They were here May 17th of 2018 for entering into a contract with an unlicensed contractor and paid $1,500. They were here May 18th of 2023 for entering into a contract with an unlicensed contractor and paid a $500 citation. They've held a commercial license since March 20th of 2003.
Just to make the record clear, you're counsel for F&F, or you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I don't need to swear you in. What is the plea?
No contest.
No contest.
Temple, move to accept.
We have a motion by Mr. Lambert, second by Mr. Temple. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Call of Frank Vaughn.
Mr. Vaughn's been sworn.
Mr. Vaughn, in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were those exhibits prepared in the regular and ordinary course of business of the licensing board for contractors for this matter involving F&F Construction Company, Inc.?
Yes, sir.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
Do you have any objection to these?
No objection.
The exhibits are admitted.
Mr. Vaughn, according to the exhibits, it appears that F&F Construction Company, Inc. Performed work or entered into perform work on a commercial project in the amount of $109,418.94. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Was that steel erection?
Yes, sir.
And the amount of $109,418.94 includes labor and materials for the steel erection. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
It appears that they obtained the steel from Mueller, Inc.
Yes, sir.
No further questions.
Do you have any questions for this witness?
Okay.
I'm sorry, counsel, do you have any questions for Mr. Vaughn?
I have no questions for Mr. Vaughn.
Mr. Witness, it appears that F&F Construction Company entered into an agreement with Pepsi, which was an unlicensed contractor. Is that right?
I thought the violation was for the entry of the contract.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay. And you're going to need to explain to the board why these previous violations, or have they been, what's the nature of the previous violations and why we keep seeing them here today? We keep seeing this company coming up.
Sure. Good morning again, everyone. Of course, I want to preface everything I'm going to say with the fact that F&F has given me authority to offer a settlement here, so I don't want any of this background to appear argumentative. Just trying to give you a little bit of detail. As you heard, there's kind of a history here. And I just hope the settlement offer will demonstrate that, and this background will demonstrate that F&F is trying to act in good faith, and the settlement offer is hopefully indicative of its desire to continue to work in Louisiana. As you heard, the first violation...
We should lead off with the settlement offer, and then we go.
We can do that if you would like. F&F's authorized me to offer $1,000 and cost them $5,000 towards the fine, towards any fine.
Mr. Temple asked because he has the floor, so if you want to address the offer.
I will reject that offer.
You want to make a motion?
Yeah, I make a motion to reject the offer.
Joseph, second.
We have a motion and a second to reject the offer. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
I would ask a question at this point before you go on. It seems as if this company, being from Tennessee, has no plan to play fair in the state of Louisiana. I mean, if we were talking one state, 2, 3, 4. So here we are again. So can you explain to me why this keeps happening?
Yeah, so with respect, the 2014, the 2018 violations, unfortunately, I don't have a ton of background on the context of those. The individuals that were at FNF that could kind of give me that information are no
Yes,
longer.
one question, excuse me. How long have they had a license in the state of Louisiana?
Since 2003.
Okay, so we're talking 2003.
And this is number 4 or number
And this is
5?
4?
Is their fourth
Okay.
appearance.
All right.
Sure. So, with respect to those, unfortunately, I don't have a ton of information. I'm happy to give that and offer supplementary information for the board if that's what you all would like. I would just hopefully note that the gap of 4 years is demonstrative. It's not like, consecutive serial violations or anything.
Counsel, I beg to differ, I don't agree. After one time, you should have learned your lesson. Now, we're saying 4, I mean, regardless of the length that's in between them, we're still kind of here, with essentially the same thing. So it shows a pattern.
I understand. But with respect, I guess, to the May 18, 23 violation, that was a subcontract that FNF had entered into with a Builder Services Group, Inc., for a Bancorp South project in Baton Rouge. Builder Services Group, Inc. did have licensure, though it was not the required classification of licensure. It was a mistake on FNF's part, I understand. Like you heard, when we were entirely cooperative with the board, gave all the information necessary. When we found out of the violation, I believe the work had been completed that time, but FNF did take steps to get Builder Services Group the proper licensure classification, which they now have. I don't want to put words in the board's mouth, but I believe it's the fact that they had licensure, just not the proper classification, is the reason we were able to resolve that for a citation versus a violation. You heard it was $500. In this case, the issue here was the labor portion of the contract was $43,700. FNF didn't realize that materials need to be added on, yes, that's right, materials needed to be added on to that when determining whether or not classification was necessary. $43,700 put them under the threshold. They thought a licensure was not necessary. Again, when they got...
You did it, you kept doing it.
Right, and with all due respect, right, and I understand you're in a very difficult position, your counsel, but it shows a pattern to me that when I sat down and I factor this into the cost, and I can violate these rules, I'll show up, I'll give $1,000 and $1,000, and I'll be on next. So, as far as I'm concerned, I've heard enough in regards to this. I'm not sure the wishes of the board.
Let me ask a question just for a clarification so the board can understand. Mr. Vitness, do you know what the size of this project was?
The
Pepsi building project? Yes.
I don't.
Okay. And the prior project, you said, was a building of a bank?
The Bancorp South project,
Okay.
right.
How many projects does FNF do in the state of Louisiana a year?
Information I don't have, but I'm happy to get it for you.
Okay. Do they do, I assume that the projects are multi-million-dollar projects, is that right?
Again, I don't know if that's necessarily true or not.
Okay. And in this particular case, they entered into a contract with a steel erector for $43,700. And then the building brought it up to $109,000. Are they clear, or do they understand that, and I guess that's the issue is, do they understand that these contracts include material and labor to bring it over $50,000, that these guys have to be licensed?
Of course I do now. I've had multiple conversations with Mike Forbes, who's the owner of FNF Construction, Inc., explained these rules in depth. I believe they understand them now.
Well, you paid 4 fines already, right? Why would we believe that if you pay this fine, it's going to change?
Right.
You offered $5,000 to go on and keep doing what you're doing, it sounds like, $1,000. Yeah, well, you offered $1,000 when you went up to 5, but you've been fined 4 times, you paid the fines, and you're back here doing it again. Why would the board believe that letting you pay and get out of here like that, anything's going to change?
Right. Like I said, members, I have now had direct conversations with FNF and kind of explain these rules and everything else. So I'm hoping, that education will serve too.
We've been hoping.
Sorry, I couldn't be.
Mr. Malik, so the subcontractor has obtained a commercial license since this issue.
What's that?
Counsel, let me ask a question.
What they're doing. But anyway, let's.
Why did
We got an offer on the table.
No, we rejected the offer, we did it, but counsel, my question to you is, why did your clients feel they didn't have a need to show up and explain themselves?
That was on my recommendation. I spoke with the board. He offered to come. Let me make that statement. I spoke to the board, determined whether or not that was going to be necessary, was advised it wasn't, and that's why he's not here. That's the only reason.
Because now we're in a position, sir, of needing you to go back and communicate
Correct.
the displeasure that the board has with
Correct.
the way they operate.
Well, I think we're going to communicate that a few different ways.
And here's the thing, that I think you getting out of here with a fine is lucky, and not having your license suspended and/or revoked, all right? But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to move for max fine, all right, plus cost. And if, we'll address it, we see you guys here again. That's the motion on the floor.
Temple second.
Motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's tough sometimes as a lawyer, baby, because you got to show up.
The next item is Brian Blake Heiss. Are any representatives present?
Because you wind up in the face.
Please make your appearance.
Sure. Good morning, guys. Chris Perrette on behalf of Mr. Heiss and Superior Construction. Mr. Heiss, state your name and address.
Brian Blake, Ice 3187, 11715 Burgess Avenue, Walker, Louisiana.
Thank you. No, I don't swear you in. Are you going to be testifying today?
Question.
Yes, sir.
Sure, can you raise your right hand? I solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Brian Blake Heiss of Walker, Louisiana, is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for misrepresentation of fact by an applicant in obtaining a license. This is his first appearance. Mr. Heiss is listed as a member, manager, and qualifying party for Superior Group Construction, LLC, which currently holds a commercial license. He was a member of TB Industries, LLC, which held a home improvement registration from October 14th of 2016 until it was revoked on August 1st of 2017 for failure to comply with a conditional license agreement with the licensing department. He was a member of Superior Construction Group, LLC, which held a home improvement registration from February 1st of 2019 until it was voluntarily deactivated on December 1st of 2019. He applied to be the qualifying party for Red Stick Roofing Specialist, LLC. However, no license was ever issued which required a qualifier. Red Stick Roofing Specialist, LLC only holds a home improvement registration, and Ryan Sharp is listed as the manager.
How do you wish to plead?
With regards to the violations, we plead no contest.
Temple move to accept.
Joseph, second.
Motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right. I call Logan Cockerham.
Mr. Cochran's been sworn.
Mr. Cockerham, in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business of licensed board for contractors?
Yes, they were.
Okay, we'll offer the exhibits into the record.
Counsel, do you have any objection to those exhibits? The exhibits are admitted.
Mr. Cockerham, it appears that the reason Mr. Heiss is here today is that there were misrepresentations in the application regarding prior convictions of criminal activity. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
There was an indication in the application that he had not had prior criminal convictions. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I have no further questions.
Counsel, do you have any questions for this witness?
Mr. Cockerham, once those two convictions were brought to Mr. Heiss's attention, were they rectified? Yes, and that's in the packet. Okay, and just by way of explanation, was it your understanding that after we spoke, that both of those convictions, one from 2007 for a misdemeanor, one from 2010 for a misdemeanor, Mr. Heiss was sentenced under Article 894 of the Criminal Code of Procedure. However, after he completed his probation, the attorney at that time did not file the final document to obtain dismissal from the court? That's my understanding. And that once it was brought to his attention, those documents were filed and those cases were dismissed? Yes, and that's Exhibit D and Exhibit F in this packet. Okay.
If it's the board's pleasure, would you rather an offer first, or let him speak to the...
I'd like to hear it first. Talk.
So basically what happened, guys, is when you plead to a misdemeanor in Louisiana and the court sentenced you as a first offender at the time, it's under provisions of Louisiana Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 894. What that means is that your sentence is suspended, which means you're not convicted, you're placed on probation. Once you complete probation, generally speaking, the court dismisses the case. Different parishes handle things differently. In East Baton Rouge Parish, if that happens, the court sets a review date, you go back, the court says you did your probation, you're great, you did all the requirements, your case is dismissed. In Livingston Parish, where these two convictions were from, and again, one's 18 years old, one's 15 years old, everything was done correctly except the court doesn't set a review date. The attorney has to actually file a motion to dismiss the case.
Well, they have to ask that it be sentenced under that article.
Correct. He was sentenced under Article 894. He completed probation, but Livingston Parish requires one additional step, that you file a motion to dismiss the case under 894. So it was done correctly on the front end. The final document wasn't filed. Mr. Heiss assumed it was done correctly because the last time he went to court, the judge said, "Good job, you finished everything, you're good to go." He didn't realize that his attorney at the time needed to file a motion to grant the benefit. Once it was brought to our attention, and we actually are thankful that it was brought to his attention so we get this cleared up, we filed both motions. I wasn't the attorney at the time, but I filed both motions. They were granted within a week of filing the motion, and both of those prior misdemeanors, again, from 18 and 15 years ago, have been dismissed or no longer on his record. So he has no convictions currently on his criminal record. It was an oversight on Mr. Heiss's part. I'm sure had he known at the time that they were still there, he would have called me and said, "Hey, Chris, can you file these motions, get these cleared off?" He assumed they were already done because the court told him he was good to go. Once it was brought to our attention, we fixed the paperwork issue and got him dismissed. So as we sit here today, he has no convictions on his record, so basically it's moot.
Counsel, can you clarify these charges were, and convictions were for theft charges, is that correct? Or
So it was the one from 2007 was a misdemeanor theft charge, which dealt with at that time he had a business partner, and there was some property that they were in disagreement about whose property it was, and it was pled out. Again, I didn't represent Mr. Heiss in 2007, but it was pled to a simple theft, which is a misdemeanor. And in 2010 was a trespass for entering a former business location.
Just that I own.
So, and it was pled down to just a simple trespass.
And also aggravated flight from an officer?
Those charges were all dismissed at the time.
So if we have clarification, I'd just like to present to the board that this came to light when he applied for, which he didn't have to do, but he did apply for a license to get a home improvement, and he applied as a qualifying party. We do more background checks than we used to here, and so this came to light that this prior conviction was there, and that's why he's before the board. In other words, he's had a commercial license, and there's no complaint against him. What happened is when he applied for this home improvement registration, we do more background checks now, and it doesn't even require qualifying party, but we did do more background. This is where this came to light. Again, he's not here for a complaint, he was here for, this came to light, and we noticed that he had made this statement, and what Mr. Perret has told me in my conversations is, he thought that they had been expunged and that was it. He didn't have to report them anymore because they had been expunged.
What's your recommendation? Now that you know.
Well, verified they've been expunged.
Yes, we have been verified that they are expunged.
He has a commercial license now?
He has an existing commercial license, and he's applied for a home improvement.
Why?
We don't have any, because he wants to do minor home improvement work for residential, which I agree with you, but just so you know, Chris, if he has a commercial license, he can get a residential without having to just, oh, that's right, he has commercial roofing. I'm sorry, he has commercial roofing. Okay. So anyway, we brought it to the board because we typically bring these to the board and we don't just dismiss them. And we wanted him to come here and explain it to you so that the board could make a decision.
Well, that's great, because I was wondering why was he here then?
Because we typically don't just dismiss these because we want the board to make decisions on some of these issues. And from our standpoint, we want the board to make a decision here.
I think Mr. Temple's got
So, there's no penalty for violation, just cost. So
$1,000 cost.
$1,000 cost.
Just a second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, so Board, the second one, Superior Group Construction, which is file 2024-1655-01, is related to this. It is the same issue, and I think we and staff have no problem with dismissing that claim if you want to dismiss it.
Tillage move to dismiss.
Second.
And motion second to dismiss.
Motion is second to dismiss, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion
No objection from us. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Next.
Richard Abear Jr. or any representatives present?
No representatives present.
Richard Abear Jr. of Harvey, Louisiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for a conviction of a crime or the entering of a plea of guilty or nolo contendere to a criminal charge related to the construction business. This is his third appearance. He was here September 2nd of 2009 for not having a residential license, pled no contest, was fined $4,610, which is still owed. He was here December 4th of 2013 for not having a home improvement registration and for falsely representing that he was a state licensed contractor. He was found guilty, fined $14,967.50, which is still owed. He was turned over to the Attorney General's office for collection. He was a member of Brooklyn Realty LLC, which held a home improvement registration from May 20th of 2016 until April 18th of 2018, when it was suspended for failure to maintain insurance. He has a $1,000 insurance fine that is still owed from April 18th of 2018. This company had a hearing in November 20th of 2024 for not having a residential license, pled no contest, fined $9,100, which is still owed. He was a member and qualifier for Interstate Construction and Demolition Group, Inc., which held a commercial license from June 23rd of 2005 until June 23rd of 2021 when it expired, and a home improvement registration from November 5th of 21 until November 5th of 2023 when it expired. They had a hearing November 20th of 2024 for not having a residential license, was found guilty, fined $17,491.60 to be reduced to $6,000 if he obtained his license within 180 days. Which is still, the full amount is still owed. He was a member of MBH Realty LLC, which applied for a home improvement registration on October 3rd of 2007, but that was written off. This company had a hearing on November 11th of 2007 for not having a home improvement registration, was found guilty, fined $1,200. $600 of that was paid to the Attorney General's office. $600 is still owed. So the total amount owed by Richard Abear Jr. and companies that he was a member of is $47,769.10. He currently has no active licenses.
He has a QP status though, right?
Yes.
Okay. Call Jared Watson.
Mr. Watson's been sworn.
Mr. Watson, in front of you, exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4, were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business of licensing board for contractors for this matter?
Yes, they were.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
The exhibits are admitted.
The first one, 1467, yeah.
Mr. Watson, it appears that Richard Abear Jr. was provided with notice of this hearing of its violations by certified mail. Is that correct?
That's correct.
The documents also show at Exhibit 2A that Mr. Abear was indicted, a federal indictment for fraud related to the PPP loans, Paycheck Protection Program. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And it appears at Exhibit 2B that Mr. Abear pled guilty to those charges. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And this was a federal indictment, is that correct?
That's correct.
And at also it shows that companies that Mr. Richard Abear has been a part of over a series of years or been affiliated with owe fines to this board of $47,769.10. Is that correct?
That's correct.
We're requesting that Richard Abear's QP status with this board be revoked based on the plea of guilty to the PPP fraud, the Paycheck Protection Program fraud, and also based on the history with this board of various companies he's been affiliated with who have been found in violation either because they have performed work without a license, or for other reasons, and have failed to pay any of the fines owed to this board. So we submit that there is good cause for the revocation of Richard Hebert Jr.'s qualifying party status, and submit and make that request to the board. The board can then issue whatever cost. We don't really have any specific dollar amount associated with this file, and we just ask that you issue administrative fine for that.
Temple, so move.
And then we're moving to revoke his QP status, correct?
To revoke the qualifying party status.
So we have a motion to revoke and a second to revoke his QP status. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Any additional penalty?
Penalty, because we don't know a number, I mean, and he already owes so much money. Penalty, I move to fine him $5,000 plus costs.
Till it's second.
We have a motion and a second for $5,000 plus costs. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
The next item is also Richard Hebert Jr. of Harvey, Louisiana. Any representatives present?
No representatives present.
Richard Hebert Jr. of Harvey, Louisiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for acting as a contractor to perform work without possessing a Louisiana State Contractor's License at 431 Mockingbird Lane in St. Rose, Louisiana, in the amount of $216,492.11.
Call Robert Mertens.
Mr. Merton's been sworn.
Mr. Mertens, in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business, a licensing board for contractors for this matter involving Richard Hebert Jr., 2024-0923-01?
Yes, sir.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
The exhibits are admitted.
Mr. Mertens, according to the exhibit packet at exhibit number 4, Mr. Hebert was provided with notice of his violation and of this hearing date by certified mail. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
It also shows that Mr. Hebert acted as a residential contractor on a project, a residential project for which he did not have a license. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And the total value of that residential project, taken from payments made on it, on the project, and from the complaint, is $216,492.11. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And at the time, again, Richard Hebert Jr. did not possess a residential license with this board. Is that correct?
That's correct.
We submit to the board that Richard Hebert Jr. is in violation of Louisiana contractors licensing laws for performing work on a residential construction project in the amount of $216,492.11 without possessing the necessary residential contractor's license with this board. We ask you find him guilty of the violation, issue the appropriate fines and costs.
Temple, move to find him guilty.
1 second.
We have a motion and a second guilty. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Temple, move to fine him the max plus costs.
Till it's second.
We have a motion and a second for max fine plus costs. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All righty, statutory citations.
They've all been paid.
All right.
Make a motion.
Make a motion to approve the citations.
Joseph, second.
Any discussion? I have a motion and a second to approve the statutory citations. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, so for purposes of the record, we're going to need to put all of these records in. Again, this is a request by the Attorney General's office, and so I'm just going to read them off to the, for the file and for this hearing. Francisco Sanchez, case number 2024-0251-02. Artisan Electrical Services, case number 2024-0371-06. Bobby L. Green Plumbing and Heating, case number 2024-0371-04. J.M. Dump Service LLC, case number 2024-0371-03. Contracting Developments Resources LLC, case number 2024-0371-01. O&L Erectors LLC, case number 2023-0838-07. Notos Plumbing LLC, 2023-0838-02. Salem Development LLC, 2023-0442-01. D&C Tex Concrete and Construction LLC, case number 2024-0644-03. CNS Development Services LLC, case number 2024-0644-01. Malnor Electric LLC, case number 2024-0052-05. Mustard Street Management LLC, case number 2023-0966-01. Ronnie Frisbee's Plumbing LLC, case number 2023-0966-02. Delta Mechanical Group LLC, case number 2024-0371-07. Deere Buildings and Corporates, 2024-0052-03. General Ground Maintenance LLC, case number 2024-0052-04. We submit all of the exhibits attached to each one of those files into the record of this hearing.
All exhibits attached to the statutory citations just read into the record are admitted.
Let's go ahead and repeat our motion just for sake of,
Make a motion to accept all statutory citations.
Joseph, second.
a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right. Old business.
Brennan Taylor Developments LLC, are any representatives present?
No representatives present.
We have a settlement offer. Mr. Taylor contacted our office and advised that the person he hired to set up his company chose the registered agent. He had no idea who the registered agent was, and the registered agent failed to send him the notice of hearing. He plans to change the registered agent and apply for a license with us, if you're willing to rehear it.
Temple, move to rehear.
Till the second.
A motion and a second for rehearing. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Brennan Taylor Developments LLC of DeQuincy, Louisiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for acting as a contractor to perform work without possessing a Louisiana State Contractor's License on the Metal Frame Retail Building Project in Lake Charles, Louisiana, in the amount of $71,960.27. This is his first appearance. He has not applied yet. He's offering a no contest plea, a $1,000 fine, and $1,000 cost.
Call Frank Vaughn.
Mr. Vaughn's been sworn.
Mr. Vaughn, in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular and ordinary course of business of licensing board for contractors for this matter involving Brennan Taylor?
Yes, sir.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
The exhibits are admitted.
Submit the settlement offer for consideration.
Move to accept.
Joseph, second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the offer. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next.
The next item is TSN Limited LLC. Are any representatives present?
We have my brother.
Good morning. Can you state your name for the record? Jeremy and Jennifer McConico. And what is your relation to TSN Limited LLC? Owners? Okay. I'm going to swear you in, okay? Can you raise your right hand? Both of you, if you're both going to testify. I solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Did they agree to rehear this one?
You have to agree to rehear. Make a motion.
Make a motion to rehear. Temple.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to rehear. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
TSN Limited LLC of Austin, Texas is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for acting as a contractor to perform work without possessing a Louisiana State Contractor's License on the Urban Air Adventure Park project in Lake Charles, Louisiana, in the amount of $370,451.20. This is their first appearance. They applied for their commercial license July 29th of 2024, and it can be issued once this fine is paid, so it's just pending this case.
Call Frank Vaughn.
Mr. Vaughn's been sworn.
Mr. Vaughn, in front of you are exhibit, they have to plea, I'm sorry.
We need a plea, guilty, not guilty, no contest? No contest.
Joseph, move to accept.
Temple, second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Vaughn, in front of you are exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Were they prepared in the regular and ordinary course of business of licensing board for contractors for this matter?
Yes, sir.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
Do either one of you have an objection to these exhibits being admitted into the record? No, sir. All right, the exhibits are admitted.
Mr. Vaughn, according to the records, it appears that TSN Limited LLC entered into an agreement to perform construction work on a commercial project in the amount of $370,451.20 $51.20, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
At the time, they did not possess necessary licensing with this board to perform that work, is that correct?
Correct.
And is it your understanding that the work that was being performed was low-voltage electronic equipment installation?
Yes, sir.
And so just describe to the board what that was.
They were installing lighting throughout, and for the games, I believe, y'all were
Yes, sir.
installing.
Lighting and sound.
So the lighting and sound system that was being installed, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have no further questions.
Do either of you have any questions for Mr. Vaughn?
No, sir.
Would you like to make a statement to the board?
Yes, first we want to apologize for missing the first appearance, miscommunication within our company, but we apologize for wasting your time, and we just ask that the board considers a $1,000 fine and administrative costs today.
And so the board is clear that they are eligible to be licensed as soon as this hearing is determined and they pay those fines and costs?
Great, fantastic.
I move to accept.
Temple, second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming out. No, it means a lot, so, thank you.
Williams Contractors and Construction Service LLC, or any representatives present?
Can you state your name for the record, sir?
Clifford Williams.
And what's your affiliation to Williams Contractors and Construction Services LLC? The owner. All right, can you raise your right hand for me and swear you in? I solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Thank you.
Again, we have to ask the board if they want to consider a rehearing.
Joseph moved to consider rehearing.
Temple, second.
We have a motion and a second for rehearing. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Williams Contractors and Construction Service LLC of LaPlace, Louisiana is before you today for consideration of an alleged violation for entering into a contract with an unlicensed contractor to perform plumbing work on the Little Tokyo Restaurant project in Metairie, Louisiana, in the amount of $21,010.08. This is their third appearance before the board. They were here September 17th of 2014 for not having a residential license, pled no contest, and paid $1,500. On September 21st of 2023, they were here for Bay to provide documents on this same case. They admitted the violation. They were fined $1,000, and the board ordered suspension of the license if documents were not provided within 14 days. The documents were provided, and the fine was paid. They held a residential license from September 19th of 2014 until January 18th of 2017, when it was revoked for failure to maintain insurance. They've held their current residential license since February 19th of 2024 and commercial since October 16th of 2014.
So how do you wish to plead today?
No contest.
No contest?
Temple, move to accept.
Joseph second.
We have a motion and a second for a no contest plea. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Call Dylan Berg.
He's been sworn.
Ms. Berg, on this matter, exhibits number 1, 2, 3, and 4, were they prepared in the regular ordinary course of business of a licensing board of contractors for this matter?
Yes, they were.
We'll offer the exhibits into the record.
Sir, do you have any objection to these exhibits being admitted into the record?
No, sir.
All right, these exhibits are admitted.
According to the records, it appears that Williams Contractor entered into an agreement, or Williams Construction entered into an agreement with Service Pro Plus Contracting to perform plumbing work for a total amount of $21,010.08, which was labor plus materials. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that particular plumber did not possess licensing with this board to perform that plumbing work. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Have no further questions?
Sir, do you have any questions for this witness?
No, sir.
All right.
Have no further questions of witnesses?
Would you like to make a statement to the board?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I just want to come before the court and apologize for missing my first court date. I had it set, but I just worked and forgot, and I want to see if they can reduce the fine.
Why don't you tell us about what happened?
Well, I was doing a little job, I'm doing a remodel for Little Tokyo down in Metairie, and we've been using this guy a lot. He stated he was licensed, mechanical, plumbing, AC, and all that stuff, and he showed me the license number, and I just wrote the contract. Then come to find out, he had another kind of license.
He had an LMP license first.
LMP license, so that was it.
So he has a master plumber's license?
From looking at the documents, he had a LMP license in the beginning, but I don't know if he has a state license now.
He has a state license now, too.
He does, okay.
You looking to continue to do, work, that type of work?
Oh, yes, I do.
And you properly licensed currently right now? Did Ms. Levy say he is? He is, commercial? Okay, good.
They have everything,
All right.
doesn't it?
So, I'll tell you what, I told the other young man, you know, it's for you.
Okay, so the other plumber is now licensed with us.
All right, you make an offer
Okay,
to us,
good.
and we'll let you know if we accept.
Oh, let's see, $500 on court costs?
No.
Maybe 1,000.
1,000 plus 1,000.
No, I tried. Okay, so,
Well, you made an offer, we got to reject it.
So we're going just with the court office?
So wait, so the record is clear. Mr. Williams, have you've made an offer of 1,000 on 1,000?
Yeah.
No, he made off of 500 court costs, and how much penalty?
500.
All right, so I move to reject. All right, and
Yeah,
what I...
second.
We have a second.
Okay.
We have a motion to reject, and we have a second. Who's the second? Ms. Brown? All right, any discussion, all in favor? Aye. All opposed, motion carries.
So, take two.
Well, do you want to just...
Well, yeah, so I move that $1,000 court costs and 500 penalty.
That's cool.
All right.
All right.
Don't let us see you back here.
That's what you're saying.
What's that?
What's that, so you reversed?
Yeah, it's a $500 fine and 1,000 costs.
He was saying, what, 500, he was going to get out of
Yeah, okay, good, I want to make sure. All right, so we have a motion and a second for a 500 penalty plus $1,000 cost. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed, motion carries.
Be sure you use that app, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The next item, SJ Construction Services LLC, is a rehearing at staff's request. This case should have been presented to the board as a citation in January. Due to a staff error, it was not presented that way. We request that the board accept the $1,000 citation, which has already been paid.
Temple, move to accept.
Okay, so first, for procedural purposes, first we have to have a rehearing motion and then an
Temple, move
acceptance.
to rehear.
Just a second.
We have a motion and a second for rehearing. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed, motion carries.
Now you can move to accept the citation payment.
Temple, move to accept.
Till the second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed, motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Temple.
All right, reports.
Okay, treasurer report. Upon review of the January financials and finding everything in order, I make a motion that we accept the January financials as submitted to the board.
Just a second.
We have a motion and a second. What was it? All right, we have a motion, second by Mr. Lambert. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Leger, any staff report? All right. Okay, applications, additional classifications, and reciprocity. All right. Mr. Temple.
Okay, you guys, if you look at page 7, I make a motion that the additional classifications being added to the residential licenses as listed and attached to the agenda be approved, pending all requirements being met, beginning with Louisiana Foundation Repair LLC and ending with Walder Works LLC.
Just a second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
All right, residential applications. If you guys look at pages 8 through 12, I'll make a motion that the applications for residential licensure as listed and attached to the agenda be approved pending all requirements being met, beginning with 2D Design and Construction LLC and ending with Victory Venture Properties LLC.
Just a second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
All right, you guys, if you go to pages 13 through 15 for home improvement, I make a motion that the applications for home improvement registrations as listed and attached to the agenda be approved pending all requirements being met, beginning with 5X3 Restoration LLC and ending with Zuli's Rental LLC.
Joseph, second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Finally, residential action, I make a motion to accept and ratify the actions of the February 19th, 2025 Residential Building Contractor Subcommittee. I so move.
Joseph, second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, reciprocity and exemptions, Mr. Tillage.
Before I begin, I do have one question about on page 16, if we look at, I think Brandon John Hubbard, I think that all of those were approved before I make the statement other than the street and bridges, correct?
Say that again. Yeah, do that. Look, no, that's included. Okay, yeah. I apologize.
Okay, no worries. If we turn to page 16, based on committee recommendations, I move that the applications for exemptions for exam as listed and attached on the agenda be approved, beginning with Chantel Cannon and ending with Jonathan Howard Stanford. Joseph, second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
On page 17, mold remediation applications submitted to the board. I make a motion that the applications for mold remediation as listed and attached to the agenda be approved pending all requirements being met, beginning with EIV Construction LLC and ending with G2 Construction LLC on page 17.
Temple, second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Additional classifications. I'll make a motion that the additional classifications being added to the commercial license as listed and attached to the agenda be approved pending all requirements being met, beginning with A.S. Gomez Incorporated and ending with Williams Construction LLC on pages 18 through 20 be approved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Commercial license before the board today. I make a motion that the applications for commercial licenses as listed and attached to the agenda be approved pending all requirements being met, beginning with Design and Construction LLC and ending with the Pardos Renovations LLC on page 21. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, Mr. Hassert, you look like you want something.
Well, I apologize, I was trying to work on something for Mr. Mallett outside, and I kind of lost track of where we were in the agenda. If y'all are done with your classifications and reciprocity application type things, I have a couple things.
Yes, we are, I believe.
I had mentioned to the executive committee this morning that Mr. Nakhan needed a minute, perhaps if you could grant him that for some discussion points, and he is here if you are willing to hear him.
Is there anything else we needed to cover as well?
I thought we had discussed a potential motion based upon the Finance Committee's review of the records management system
Okay,
acquisition.
we probably should address that now and just take care of that.
Sure.
So, Brian, I don't know if Mr. Bordelon, or at least, would you like to go ahead and cover what we're looking at for the benefit of the board?
So, we've alluded to it, we've talked about it, we've danced around it because we didn't have any real firm numbers, but over the last several months, I say we being basically me, have identified to you guys and girls that our current records management system is at the very best it qualifies for an antique license plate, and it's a perfect example of you get what you pay for. Technology has advanced significantly over the last few days. I think all of us can recognize that we can buy houses and business and make all kind of financial transactions on our telephones. Well, we can't do that here. We're struggled and hamstrung by the lack of technology and bandwidth, if you will, of our current system. We have explored numerous systems to, I want to say at least seven, what we would term a records management system. And those systems essentially are the licensing application, renewal type parts, and the enforcement parts. Essentially every record of this agency except accounting. We've identified one that we believe is the one to go with. We've had many conversations. Staff is really tired of demonstrations of all these systems. Unilaterally, we've all agreed that this is the one to go to. It is I don't even remember the name of the company,
Yeah.
but it's a big company. They have over 600 and something
Is it
federal and state.
Carousel? Yeah, Carousel.
No, that's actually the purchase.
Okay, that's right, I'm sorry, yep.
It's Strategic something solution.
System automation.
Yeah,
System
that's
automation.
it.
And the name of the system that we would be using is Evoque, which is used by hundreds, about not quite 700 other
Yeah.
regulatory agencies. And the company itself was actually started by a regulatory person like Brad. When he retired, this is what he started.
And you
We
look
reached
for an
out to-
endorsement based on that?
I'm
that
sorry?
statement? No, I'm just-
Don't base it on me.
Not like Brad, I'm sorry.
Somebody like that.
But we've reached out to other state agencies that use them, and we've gotten nothing but glowing reviews.
No.
So if anyone wants to look up System Automation, they believe they're based out of Utah or Oregon.
Right.
That's the system that we've chosen.
And one of the benefits that we found with this system is they do have almost 700, 665, something like that, state and federal agencies, much bigger than us, that don't seem to have anything bad to say with it at all. Almost all of their people are long-term users. They're 25-year-plus users.
Yep.
And the particular product that we're looking at is their latest and greatest, current best that everybody is migrating to. It is a significant cost. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. But it is very much in line with everybody else's price, within maybe $50,000 or say. But the benefits are unbelievable. It gives the staff a lot of flexibility to create things in-house. And I know what you get into. How much are we talking about? $782,000 implementation.
And then how much to maintain it?
$190 a year.
Okay.
Which is
The $190 a
consistent.
year is a wash, Mr. Joseph, because I know what your follow-up question is. We spend about $180,000 a year on our current system for the annual subscription, if you will, and the modifications that have been made over the last 8
But you'll make up for whatever you expend in
Some
that time.
efficiencies.
Our goal is efficiencies and accuracies, correct?
Yeah.
And then you're going to do probably a 4 or 5 year finance plan.
Yeah, and we got the proposal, if you will, a couple days ago. We were waiting for what Mr. Bordelon just told us, that the Carousel, that's some type of purchasing system through the state. And we just received that this morning. We had estimated it to be about $750. It came a little bit high.
So if there's any more questions, if you have questions, now's the time. If not, I'd entertain a motion to move.
Yeah, I would like to just actually make a motion. We've talked about this for quite some time. It's been on the radar for several years with the issues we've had. We've recently gotten in the proposals as close to what we expected.
Yes.
Based on the information we have. So with that, I'd like to make a motion that we move forward with the acquisition of the new software system based on one final review by the Finance Committee. And with that, I so move.
Joseph, second.
Y'all got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
If I could just add, if there are any secondary questions, I'd be more than happy to answer
Yeah.
for you. It is a significant investment, and we appreciate you trusting us and making that decision. And that's all I really had for you, is other than Mr. Nakhan wanted to address you.
All right, thanks a lot. Mr. Nakhan.
We'll recognize Mr. Nakhan, world famous, by the way.
Thank you, Brad.
We thought he was retired.
Yeah, we thought you had retired.
I did too. Ken Nakhan, formerly CEO of Louisiana AGC, still current Secretary-Treasurer of the CETF. I just want to keep y'all up to date on what some of the stuff that we're going to be doing with the voluntary fee. We passed a voluntary fee that goes to the accredited schools of construction in 2013. It's now 12 years old. We want to increase that in this legislative session by $50, go to $150. We discuss this with those that may be opposed to it, and as long as it stays voluntary, they have no objection. So we usually, y'all usually, because it's a pass-through through the licensing board, y'all usually collect about $1.3, $1.4 million a year that we distribute that y'all distribute to the accredited schools of construction in the state. This could increase it by 50%. I know we can probably lose some, but it'll still be an increase. And these schools need some funding. So we're going to do that this legislative session. I just want to let y'all know. It's just really your only involvement as a pass-through, and then making the contributions to the universities.
Any questions?
Yeah,
Any comments?
just, Mr. Nakam, I've had some brief conversations, came to my attention that you guys were doing this. There was some discussion with some of the, certainly some of the folks that I represent from Associated Builders and Contractors.
I know.
Right. And there's some, that it brings this into a new level of scrutiny. There's the potential there. And so, I know that this is not the licensing board putting forward this legislation. This is you guys. We're certainly on a vehicle for collections at that point in time. But I would say that I would like to make sure that all those stakeholders at the table here are in consensus, if you will, for moving forward on that. Because, I think they've done a lot of good with the money that they've collected already. It's been a fantastic thing. The comments that I've gotten back is just, be careful. You guys look like a fundraising arm for, the construction management programs and all those things. So, we don't have 100% usage or utilization of that program across all contractors, and that was some of the comments I'd gotten back. So I just make sure that, do we have all that consensus, and I'd certainly like to make sure that is.
We would have all that consensus. Again, I talked to that group.
Yep.
And they were on board. So if there's something different, they're lying to one of us.
Well, maybe we hadn't talked to the same people with that. All right, well, I certainly appreciate it. I wanted to express that, though.
The increase is going to still go towards all the schools like it has in the past, is that?
I'm sorry, Lee.
The increase, is it going to?
Same formula?
Same formula. Everything stays the same. And look, if anybody messes with this in the legislature, we're just going to hang the bill up and keep it like it is.
Okay. Well, that was part of the concern, I think, is a good thing going right now. Do you raise it? Do you?
Yeah. And the two accrediting bodies, ABET and ACC, you got to be accredited by either ABET or ACCE.
Yeah. All right, good deal. Thanks.
All right. Any more? No more questions? Well, I guess we can adjourn. You got anything else?
I have no more requests, thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion, second.
Motion, second.
Thank you for the help. Also, the get us back to you. I realized I had my hiring. I had my hiring on my papers after I moved in.